My name is Derrick Simmons. I'm the founder of Vision Group. I'm excited about tonight. I think it's going to be a great topic that we're discussing. Also going to be some great interaction. We put this call on just to inspire, to motivate, to educate, to also just bring awareness to things that are going on in society. And we definitely have a great show ahead of us. Today it's not too late to invite people out to listen to it. We are going to start doing some things that's going to be live, so you can have different avenues that you can listen to it, also view it on as well. So we got some other things in the process as well. So it's not too late if you want to share it with your friends, your cousin, your uncle, your boo, your nephew. Share the call, let them know. We do it every Tuesday at 7:30 is the open discussion, and then every Saturday morning at 11 is for the inspiration moment as well. So every Tuesday at 7:30, make sure you let them know. I got one of the baddest co-hosts on this side of the universe. Now, on the other universes, I don't know. The other planets, I don't know yet. But on this side of the universe, I got the coldest co-host there is. I'm going to let her introduce herself, Dr. Aundrea Matthews, and also introduce our special guest as well.
Yes. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Aundrea Matthews. I'm a religious scholar, and I study the interconnections between religion and art.
You're a little low. Can you get a little closer to the phone?
Can you hear me now? A little better?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay. So, Dr. Matthews, a religious scholar, graduated from Rice University. I look at the interconnections between religion and art, all forms of art, with a particular focus on material culture. Today, we are here. We're going to expand. Derrick and I have been having some conversations that kind of led to the topic today. So, I'm in New York talking to you via a Wonderland Studios in the NY in Highland Falls, right outside West Point. And we're going to try to bring some more people into the conversation and try to do this, Texas, New York dialogue and see how things happen. And so what I have here is the CEO and owner of Wonderland Studios. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to go ahead and say something right quick to the people.
Hey, what's going on, people? My name is Mark Wonder. I'm a producer, photographer, videographer, black historian, and all that good stuff. I'd like to say peace to the people, peace to the planet, and much love.
All right.
Much love, much love. Thank you, brother. New York Connect. Man, I'm excited about it. I feel that energy already flowing. We're talking about something that's real good, that because it's been on a lot of people's minds. People been saying, definitely with Donald Trump winning the election, they were saying, make America great again. So we was talking and we were saying, well, what does that really mean for African American people? I was looking at some of the stats, and they was even on the U.S. news, they were saying, well, when Reagan was in office, economically, it was the best time for everybody, economically. Robert Gordon, he was saying that in his new book that he released, The Rise and Fall of American Growth, which I think is a good book for us just to check out as well, he was saying that the progression of the economy is going to always, from here on out, stay slow because we made so many early progressions in like the 1800s to 1970s. And he was saying even for black people, we done so much that he don't think that we're going to progress even further. And if we do progress, it's going to be real slow because of progression that we already made and accomplished. So just want to kind of start off with that. Like, what do you think about that? It's saying the best time that we ever had, and this is on the U.S. news, the best time we ever had is when Reagan was in office, as far as for black and economy altogether.
No way. Not Reagan. Anybody but Reagan. I think we had the most money under Clinton, and the door was kicked open with Carter, and then we don't know what we could have been because they killed Kennedy. So, no. But I do agree with some of his comments with Make America Great Again. I think we need to turn our gaze. We keep listening to Trump talk about Make America Great Again from the eye of the oppressor. So if we think about that, we think about slavery, lynching, all the horrors of being black back then. So we don't want to go back there, but that's an illusion. That's out of a place of victimization. When you're free, you can imagine things past your pain. Right? So back then, like you said, I do agree with him. We were fun. I mean, our neighborhoods, our towns were phenomenal. We lived as a community together. We had our own banks, our own pharmacies. We had our own liquor stores, our own candy stores, our own newspapers, our own magazines. What? We had Harlem was kicking in the 1912s. We had jazz, blues. We were hitting them with dance and Afro. There was Josephine Baker. What? We were the bomb back then. So Make America Great Again. Let's read it through our experience, our lens, not our oppressors. We got more to come.
Okay.
This is just a shoe. This is what our ancestors waited on. We can get rid of the shackles of the chains and imagine what it means to be black in America. It's a great thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. What do you think about that, guest speaker? What do you think about as far as making it great again? When do you feel it was the greatest time?
When do I feel like it was the greatest time? I feel like right now is the greatest time. You know what I mean? You're dealing with economics. We still have the racial issue that's going on, but you got to think also the racial issue started from economics. I think black people are in a position right now to overcome certain obstacles financially, but at the same time we're being held back because of certain obstacles financially as well. That's just how I feel.
Right, and now I was pulling some stats as well. Like, we never had this many millionaires, and even at any other time. So we're saying economically, do that make us great just because we have some of the resources? I know Dick Gregory said, and this is his words, so he was saying we have more money, but these are the biggest fools ever that we ever had to have money, because we still haven't made any economical growth.
Amen.
In the black community.
Well, yeah.
Amen.
So even though we have more money, my stance will be, I feel that we do have more money, but what we're doing with the money, I feel that it's not as effective as it would.
Exactly.
That's why we got to make ourselves. That's why we got to make ourselves great again.
We as a black community, if you want to call it community, we don't have the smarts, man, as a whole to recycle our money properly. That's a strong issue that we have with our people. We recycle our money into negative things. That's not profitable.
Yep.
Okay. So if we saying, what does that really mean? So if we go back to the question at hand now, what does this really mean for African American? When he's saying make it great again, do you think that it's going to be a positive effect? Because now you look at some of the things that he's done. He just put a freeze on some of the government hiring. So he just got it off. So how do you feel that this is going to affect African American people now, if we saying make it great again, and that's what he's trying to do?
Well, I mean, it should be a good thing to me, in my opinion, Derrick, because one thing's for sure. Trump is showing us that all the things that we thought white people were, they're not. He's revealing you the truth. Hard work doesn't make you rich and powerful in America. Having a college education doesn't get you rich and powerful in America. It's networks. He has a network. He came into this election and developed a network. He said something that people agreed on. He spoke to their experiences, and he got power because people believed in him. That's it. That's what makes you powerful. So that's what got us through slavery. That's what got us through oppression, lynching, and everything else we've been through. They can't throw nothing else at us. They done did it all. You see what I'm saying? So this is the time to rise.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Rise.
From my perspective, America didn't start from greatness.
Yeah.
So you can't make something great that didn't start from greatness.
Yeah.
You know?
Karma.
So yeah, so you said it never was great. Now callers that's on the line, now they say they're having a little problem hearing y'all as well. If it could go up just a little bit on y'all end, will be great. So also callers, if you're on the line, you want to say something, you got a question, you got a comment, you got anything that you want to add, you can also press *6 on your line. If you got a question, you got a comment, or something that you want to add. I think we, as far as even being great, like you were saying, when we had Black Wall Street, I think that was a time when, as African Americans, we was in a place of greatness. When we did economically support one another and have our own. So I think that was a time of greatness. So if he's saying, make America great again, it depends on, those are trigger words for certain people. And I agree with you, Dr. Matthews. So for me, it didn't trigger that to say, let's go back to when they was in power or when they did this. It triggered in me that, okay, start studying your roots. Start seeing how you can interconnect and build your network. Because if he did it through a network, his system, I can do it through a network as well and go back and see where did we miss some of the points in building up Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all these other places. Where did we miss? And how do we let that be destroyed that way?
No, we didn't miss anything. They bombed Tulsa. We didn't miss anything. They killed the people who lived in Rosewood. Procter & Gamble took over Little Africa in Cincinnati.
Well, my thought process on that is a little different. I know you may disagree, and the callers may disagree as well. I think because we didn't, it was some spiritual principles that we didn't apply as well. Like I talked to some of my African buddies, and they say, man, we could have easily destroyed them if they would have allowed us to, if we would have been able to practice our hoodoo that we was already practicing. They stopped practicing that because they started getting Americanized and start, getting economically, trying to get money and not leaving that spiritual connection, and that was the governing force or the protection.
No. I don't agree. I don't agree with that, and I don't really agree with that. I think that the issue is the mark of the beast, which is oppression. The mark of a beast is oppression, an oppressed mind, an oppressed spirit, an oppressed body. It can't function at its full level, and so there's no spiritual punishment for that God, and the God that I serve would do, because
let me make sure you understood what I was saying. Not punishment. They was using that as protection. Like even Dick Gregory said, why he haven't been killed right now is because he have some certain principles that he used that they cannot kill him until he allows to.
No, I don't think
some of the African brothers and the African principles saying if we apply these principles, they would never be able to take us over like they did last time because we didn't have that entity there. So when we was great, we lost some of the spiritual practice.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak for that.
About that, caller, what you think about it, Gail?
Well, hold on. He's trying to fix the thing, so he was talking about. Yeah, you heard him now.
Okay. Well, let me do this then.
Yeah.
While we're doing that, let me go to the phone line. So if there's anybody online that wants to say anything, press *6. If you got a question, you got a comment, even about that, because I definitely want to dig in that, because that's one of the things that they say is definitely missing, even to our intake and all of this. We was more healthy. We could think greater because the way we was eating. That's when we was great, when we wasn't partaking of that. But let me go to the phone line. For those that want to say something, press *6. Go to the phone lines right here, and then keep that on ice, and then we'll get back to that. Let's see here.
Wow. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. What I want to say is, if we are speaking on the subject about what the president-elect said as far as making America great, you wasn't included in that statement. See, we have to realize that in their mind, America was great when you was in chains. When you was in a docile state and you could not defend yourself. That's when America was great in their mind. See, make America great means that, it's about them. Never was about us. This whole setup was about the people from Colombia coming over here and taking over the land. And that's what they did. And when they took over the land and they was in a grand state, that's when America was great. Well, unfortunately for them, somehow or another we got loosed from the chains. And when we were loosed from the chains, that means that our brains was loosed from the oppression. When our brains was loose from the oppression, then we start to utilizing our genius minds and creative minds.
So you're saying they wasn't even talking to us when he's saying making America great?
I'm not saying it. You saying it, and you're helping me prove my point. See, they never was talking about us because you're not an American. You are an American citizen, meaning that you are one that comes in and all we want from you is your labor and your money.
All right.
Okay, well, I have an issue.
Get a comment on that.
Yeah, let me
get a couple comments on that. So just stay on the line for just a minute. All right, go ahead. What
do we sound better now?
Huh?
Can you hear us better now?
It's about the same, but we can hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just talk a little bit.
I wish it could go a little bit louder. I don't know if you could.
A little bit louder. A little bit louder. How about this?
That's a little bit better.
Okay. All right. Sorry, we're on this microphone. And we're trying to get it, and we're going through my poor little phone. So let me ask you a quick question. I agree that he is talking into his constituents because that's how he got elected. If they didn't think that he was talking to them, they wouldn't have voted for him. That's the whole point. That was his strategy. So that's what but what we're seeing is that that's just a small part of the population. He's trying to make it seem like it's more people than what it is. But what he's revealing to the American people is that there are more people who don't agree with that type of lifestyle, and they happen to be white, black, and indifferent. See, the last time it was a black thing. Remember we were back in the 90s, we used to say it's a black thing you wouldn't understand. The beautiful thing about George Bush and Donald Trump is now they understand. They get it now. They lost their house. Being white had no privilege. They don't have health care, and they couldn't call on their white friends and their white folks, and white had nothing to do with it. And what Donald Trump shows us is that there are a lot of poor white people, and they are, which we had no clue as black people, really. We had no clue that there were that many people out there like that they could, which is not the majority, but we didn't believe it was that either. We were hoodwinked too, and we have to admit that. So if you believe in a God, then you know that God talks in coded language. It says in Revelations, those with an ear, let them hear. We keep talking about these at the end of the days. Okay, well, where are you in the book? So in the book, it says those with an ear have an ear. So what would it be from our perspective? When God speaks and things happen because Trump is president, how is God speaking to us? And God's saying, remember what you did. And we don't need a lot of money. Our ancestors took pennies, nickels, dimes. How long does the Nation of Islam got to show Negroes that $1 that circulates in the black community can make you millions, if not billions of dollars? The nation has been showing that for over 40 years. We don't need big grant monies and all that stuff. We just need to pull our resources together. But we think the grass is green over there, so we got to get a grant. We got to do that. And they won't take your little $5 or your little $10. And so, you know what I mean? So what is God trying to show you? There were great things. While they were lynching us and doing all this, we owned our own businesses. We did everything. There was nothing they can do. And our towns were better than any of the poorest white towns in America. So let's make America great again, because that's when America was great. We did everything. And we did it well, and we did it like Hidden Figures. We were the women behind the NASA project. Wake up, black folks. It was us. And believe that, and own it, and be free. I just don't understand it. That's what if I can just get y'all to understand that it's our time. We have everything we need. Did I? It just because it's time.
Before I even started, I asked a question. Are we looking from Donald Trump's, the president's perspective, when we're speaking of making America great?
No.
Of course,
we were saying not to. Now, we could understand what he's saying as far as we're not taking what he's saying and diluting what he's saying. We do think is a multiple things that he is saying. So he is speaking to a certain people that may trigger that for them and say, let's go back to oppression. Let's oppress even more. Let's cut back jobs. Let's do this. So from my point of view, I'm saying yes, he was speaking that, but in that as well, because he's not the ultimate being. He's just a being itself. So
okay.
We're saying,
well, I want to ask. Remember when we voted Barack Obama in, and he said, "Yes, we can." Who was he referring to when he said "we"?
Us.
Because he never, from my information that I've received, I've never received information where he did too much of nothing for the our community. I wouldn't say black community. I say our community. Yes, the gay, LBGT, whatever, however you pronounce those letters. I know that he did much for them. But once again, who was the we that he was speaking of? The same way that I'm asking that question, I'm asking who was the us when Donald Trump was saying, let us make America great again. I just definitely believe that he's speaking from an enemy's perspective. And when you're speaking from an enemy's perspective, America was great before the Oklahoma, the Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. America was great to him before then. So if you're speaking from our perspective, I definitely do not believe we would never give us the chance to make a Black Wall Street again if he's the president. Now, maybe I'm wrong.
You're taking it on. They didn't proactively give them a chance then. They made the chance.
Hello. Black folks made a chance. They didn't give it to them then.
Maybe I look at things a little different because
what happened
great. So I'm looking at it that They can't. Of course, they not. Your oppressor is not going to give you anything. You take it and you find creative ways. Now,
but let me tell you
I
something.
agree with you that a lot of things
So
we
America
expected
was great.
Obama to do. Hold on, there's a lot of things that we expected Obama to do. He didn't do. But if you talk to some guys that I've talked to that was incarcerated that got released, they'll want to chop your head off because they had long sentences and they free right now. So if you go tell them that it didn't benefit them, they don't care about what you saying. They got free.
Okay, well, tell me something.
So if you're saying as a whole, maybe not, but as certain people did benefit, a lot of times we're not in the right position to benefit from what they're doing because we don't understand what they're doing. We didn't understand healthcare, so we didn't go get healthcare businesses. It's our fault for not understanding the code.
One question. If America was great at that time when Black Wall Street was ravishing, why did the American Army, which is under the direction of the president, bomb those people?
Because
they destroyed the greatness. Am I right or wrong?
No, they didn't destroy greatness. They don't have that kind of power. I don't give a white man that much power. Now he's human just like us. He ain't destroyed no greatness.
If America was great at that time, why was the American Army let loose on the American land that was great?
Well, no, you're missing the point. I don't think we're saying that. I think Derrick.
No. What I'm saying as far as if America was great then, I'm saying as far as we said the effect. What effect? And what does this mean to African American people when he say that? So if in their eyes, if America was great then in their eyes, and we was able to accomplish what we accomplished in their eyes when they were saying that they was looking at it being so great in their eyes. And if they're coding and saying, let's go back to that great time, then we ought to at least trigger something and say at that particular time, we was able to build this. So if they do try to transgress or do whatever they're going to do, they don't have the last say so. So I'm not saying America was great then. I'm not saying it was perfect then. Only thing I'm saying is that I think we need to take self-responsibility on some of it. I know we have an oppressor, but if you're creative enough, you can get out. But we do have other callers online, so just stay on the line. I know I definitely thank you for that input as well, so I want to give my guests a chance to comment on that. And if anybody online that want to say anything, I know it's stirring up a lot of people. Press *6 on your line. If you got a question, you got a comment. I guess, Speaker, what do you think about what's been said so far?
Well, I think y'all building on powerful subjects. You know, y'all definitely building on some powerful subjects. You know, I'm just in the background listening, observing.
Okay. Any comments on any of them at all?
No, not right now. I'm just listening.
Not right now. Okay. All right. And he did make some strong points about that as far as being America being great. So, like I said, callers, you on the line, press *6. We'll get you in queue. You don't have to say anything, but we do encourage you to say anything. We do encourage you to say something. I know we're talking about this oppression, and we're saying if he's saying make America great again, who is he talking to? So, Dr. Matthew, I want you to address that. Like, who do you feel? He did make a point of saying, Obama saying, yes, we can. He's saying, make America great. Who are they talking to?
Okay, so to me, I read it like this. And so, in my opinion, I'm going to read it through the lens of what Obama came into being on, which is Black liberation theology. And Black liberation theology teaches that God is on the side of the oppressed. Right? So if you know that God's on the side of oppressed, forget what he's saying. Listen. Those with an ear, let them hear. Listen to what he's saying. Make America great again. So what does that mean through the eyes of the oppressed? When we had families, when we would all go over to grandma's house and she would cook food and we were safe, and we knew our neighbors, and we knew our community, and we knew our cousins, and we had family reunions, and we were running NASA, and we were doing jazz, and we were on the stage in London, in Paris, in Spain. We had our own communities. We dressed so clean. We were, come on now, Jack Johnson, the boxer. What? We were clean. Black women were in furs and diamonds and handmade suits. Now you gotta go to the store, but and buy a store and get Versace name on it. But your grandmother and your auntie and your Meemaw and your sister, and they were in there sewing, and you were clean. You were clean, despite what that white man said. Do you hear me?
Right.
So this is what I'm saying. So yeah, you can read it through the lens of being oppressed if you want to, but Jesus says, the dawn comes in the morning. Hello? Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm saying, are we playing or what? Are we gonna believe this thing or what? Is God on the side of the oppressed? Then stand up. Stand up.
I agree. We had one person that just said, let me read the comment here. They said that rich white folks want to make America great again for them. So when he's talking about make America great, he's saying that white supremacy, they want to bring white supremacy back up to the forefront. They feel like they was losing a battle, so therefore they want to bring white supremacy back up to the forefront.
But even white people don't want that, though. Even white people don't want that. Do you not see them on television? They hit the streets. White people don't. Back then, we were marching. See the glory of the God. They're marching. They're hitting the streets. They're asking for justice. They're asking for equality. They're asking for equal pay. They're asking for it this time. You don't see God? What? I don't understand. I'm done. Drop them. I can't. I don't understand how you don't see that.
Well, I think a lot of it. I think a lot of it too, because it's two ways to look at it. If you're looking at it from the oppressed, then that's one way to look at it. If you look at it from those that are oppressing you, and I don't want people on the line to think that I'm trying to neglect white supremacy, because I know it exists. I see it. I operate in it every day. But with me, I can't. I'm like a Harriet Tubman. I have to find a way out. So my thoughts is a little different because I'm creative, and I'm like, I don't want to sit here, even though if the message is saying this, I can't sit down because I have to find a creative way to connect and make my network. So it triggers something different in me when he said that. When he started saying "Make America Great Again," I'm like, okay, what part do I need to play?
Right.
A lot of people, and my Black Power brothers, I know y'all gonna kill me for this, but what we should have done, Dre, you might disagree with me too. But what we should have done was made some "Make America Great Again"
T-shirts
and sold them for Donald Trump and get the money and
right.
give it back to our community. We're
right.
not thinking like that.
Right. We
always thinking from an oppressor, he shouldn't be doing. If you knew he was going to win, if you knew white supremacy is there, I learned something about when Obama did a movie, he did South Side with You. And I was watching and he said something real creative. He said, sometimes you have to get in the system to affect the system. He said a virus have to get in your body to affect your body. And so we have to be creative enough to get in the body to affect the body. Yep. So next time something happens like this, y'all can say what y'all want to say about me. Economically, I'm making some hats.
Yes.
If I have to get a white brother go sell them hats and do all that, he can do that. I take the money from it and invest it in the right way. But I think for some reason we so oppressed that we don't even come up with creative ways anymore. So we say "Make America Great Again." My ancestors speak to me and say, "You better get creative."
I'm with you, D. And look, I'm with you, D. Because look, and guess what? So what Obama did for us? What did Obama give it? He gave us an affirmation. Make change you can believe in. And then the next slogan was, "Yes, you can." So we can do this. What change do we believe in? Forget what the oppressor. We already know he gonna be there. What? Okay, get over that. Donald Trump exists. He's president. See, it's right in front of your face. There it is. That's it. Your biggest fear. The KKK is in the White House. So what? Now we just gonna roll over and die? What? So what? We gotta keep living. You got children. Remember? You got children.
People probably say we being insensitive.
You got children.
I wonder if they might be saying we being a little insensitive. You know, what about those that are working class? You know, what about those that are just? I want to hear from y'all. Press *6 on your line. Tell me what you think. Or maybe we look at it from a different point of view because we go getters, or because we entrepreneurs. What about the working class? Do they stand a chance?
Yeah.
Said back in the 1970s was the last little boost. From that, it's going to be real slow growth from that.
Let me tell you something. I love, my grandfather taught me to always talk to the janitor, the nurse, the maid, the bellhop, the baggage claim, because those are the people who are closest to the people. Hello? We got to use our own resources. Man, being a maid, we look down on being a maid, but when I was going to Rice University, there's a very, very wealthy black family right now. and that family, they started out as a chef or a cook for some people. See, we don't want those jobs anymore, but then all their children got paid to go to college for free. And they got paid. So like you said, we've always reading our stuff through the lens of an oppressor. There's labor jobs out there. We need the nurse, the maid, the janitor. We need all of them. We need the police officer. We need the man who comes through the neighborhood and won't drive your child to the station, but will drive them home to you because you're a parent and you're at home.
Right.
Hello?
And I haven't had the chance to see the movie yet. What is that? Hidden Features?
Hidden Figures. Oh my God, I'm so empowered by that.
Hidden Figures. I haven't had the chance to see it yet, but they told me that is awesome.
Awesome.
But you got to think, even in media now, what's being allowed. But you know what? You know what I'm afraid of, to be honest? I think because we've been oppressed for so long, it's not even triggering greatness in us anymore. We seeing these things, and it's not even triggering that you could be great. Now, that's something that I've been studying for, the trigger words in neuro-logistic programming. They feel that you can program somebody for so long that after a while, it's just turnkey. So when they hear certain words, it don't even trigger that, okay, I can be great. So when you see a black woman being a mathematician, it don't trigger that you can do something. Or you see a black man in prison, it don't trigger to you that you can be whatever you want to be because we've been so programmed. I hope that's not the case. But that's some of the theories are saying that, hey, we've been so oppressed now that you can throw these jokers and open up, like the fly concept, open up the jar and they're not going nowhere. But I'm persuaded there's people out here that we can look at it now and trigger something in it and say, let's build it again. I mean,
well, is always
got to think our culture exists.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I totally agree with you. I totally agree. I just want my contribution to that would be looking at the text, and we use the Bible, since that's one of the most well-read books that's out there. The beautiful thing is that you don't need a lot of people. You just need some people. The idea that we all gonna get on board, we didn't learn that from Malcolm and Martin and Du Bois and Ida B. Wells. We didn't learn that. That's not gonna happen, people. But what we did have is a good, strong, small group. And even Jesus only had 12 disciples. Watch the story. And even he had a Judas. See what I'm saying? So, it happens. And so we got to be realistic in how we have to play out this game. And we are a community of leaders that's very diverse. And the beautiful thing is white people, they get that now. They get it. They just want a safe neighborhood. And I know for all my Black Power people, you don't have to go live in the go live in the white neighborhood. So let's build Tulsa again. Make America great again. Let's build Rosewood. Let's start with one block. Let's pick a city and just take one block and say, we're going to make this city, this one street vibrant. I was just listening to, what's that, what were you showing me that, the show you just showed me, the comedian who's going to get that street. What's his name?
T.K. Kirkland.
Okay, let's do this. T.K. Kirkland in Jersey City, a brother right now, comedian, got it going on. They're getting ready to give him his own street. And it's going to be the Kirkland Streets in Jersey City, New Jersey. And if you ever watch this little, what was that you had me watching? What was that?
Oh, Drink Champs.
Drink Champs. Have y'all heard of Drink Champs?
Drink Champs? No, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's a YouTube podcast called Drink Champs. And it's pretty much a bunch of guys. They got a podcast, and they're drinking and smoking and stuff like that, and they interviewing people that's involved in the hip hop community.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
So-
I definitely look at that. I know. What's the name was doing something like that too. Rick Ross. He was doing something like Buy Back My Neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He got an organization like that. So I think some people are becoming conscious of it. And I think it's a good thing. So we do need to join. I mean, there's stuff right now that even I'm in Fort Worth, so we connecting it like that. We have to get the plan of the city as well. You get the 5-year, 10-year plan of the city, you'll know what's more productive for you to even invest in.
Right.
I'm in an investment group. It's the 14, and that's what we do. We look at the layout of the city. We're not making a whole bunch of money now because we buying the land. We're looking at stuff that we need to do, but we got the 5 and the 10-year plan of the city. So, and that's where anywhere you go, get the 5 and get the 10-year plan of the city. You know where, to develop.
Right.
Yeah.
But let me go to the fault lines for those that want to say something. We don't scared the people from saying these things. Press star 6 if you want to say something. You got a question, you got a comment, something you want to ask me, the co-host, or anybody like that. Just press star 6 on it. One question was, what will be the best thing right now to make America great? How do we start? Somebody inboxed me that saying, how do we start? Where do we start? What do we feel is the leave off of this call action plan? What would you say?
Really figure out who you are and what you want to be. Like, you're free to be whoever you want to be, and just start building that network. Find some, as Jesus gives you to me, the easiest way, find like-minded people. And if 2 or 3 or more of you are together, and God is amongst you, real simple. It's in the book. So I mean, that's all you got to do. It's real simple. God is on the side of the oppressed. It's no simpler than that. What has God been telling you to do that you've been ignoring because you've been afraid, or they told you were too black, you were too short, you were divorced, you were baby mama, whatever negative thing you could think of, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you don't have an education, you went to jail, whatever, every excuse that everybody tells you that you're supposed to be suffering, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Make change you can believe in.
I take a humanistic approach to some of it. So I agree to a certain extent. Man, I hope Dr. Penn not rubbing off on me. The humanistic approach is, I feel that apply the principles, the right principles. There's nobody greater than you. Even if God, this being that created these different principles, the cause and effect, you just have to apply. Whatever you want, you can apply. So you can't think somebody, or even if you don't believe to say that God is on your side, apply the principles. The principles not going to lie. So the God that created the principles will allow you to go wherever you need to go, because the principles are already set. Hope that ain't confusing. The principles are set there. It is a survival of the fittest. You have to apply that same amount of pressure. You can't expect something to move, which is a law of preeminence. you can't expect something to move this particular object if you're not going to apply force. It's not going to move. So whatever you want to do, and that's from thought to whatever, you have to have corresponding actions to your belief. And I believe once our corresponding action ties into our belief, it automatically produces what we want. If we stay diligent, stay diligent with it. But we definitely got caller on hold now, so we want to bring them in and see what you think about that. Press *6 on the line if you got a question, you got a comment, anything that you want to say. Press *6 on your line. Go ahead, your line is open.
Yeah, this blue boy. I guess sometimes for me it just gets so tired. It gets outraged. I mean, we continue beating a dead horse. How dare we continue to say God and bring God into this mess? The only way that we should bring God into this mess is to realize, understand that He's the one that put us in this mess. And you're expecting Him to get us out of this mess? Are you serious?
Wow.
Why we continue? We are worse than them telling us about God because we continue to echo the BS. Are you serious? No, this government is not for you. This government is their God. No, they believe that it's a chance for us to build a great America again. But we did it right. But it wasn't for us. So again, I mean, we talk about unifying and unity and all this. Unity ain't gonna work for us. Only thing that's gonna work for us.
What will work?
So only thing that's gonna work for us is support, man. We can't get along with each other. We can't get along with the people in our own goddamn house. The only thing that's gonna make and do anything for us is support. If we don't support and understand that our main priority, which should be that is the death of us, is ourselves. And we don't understand that. Until we understand that, it will never, ever happen. I don't care how many gods you bring in here, how many Jesus you waiting to come back. I don't care about all of this rigmarole, what Lord did and whomever, and you don't understand yourself and deal with yourself, it will never happen. It's just so, it's worse than going to church and hearing the same goddamn sermon. Are we serious?
Yeah, well, we are serious, and we're saying the same thing. So how do you do that? That's great in theory. So what do you do when you wake up tomorrow morning? What are you going to do to start loving yourself? And the first thing that I think you should do when you start to love yourself is believe you somebody. And when you believe that you're somebody, then you can imagine, which is what Derrick was saying. Get creative. You know the enemy already. Outthink him. So, and it is about a God. If you want a God, everybody doesn't need one. Everybody doesn't want one. So it's not about that. But if you believe in something bigger than yourself, then you would believe that if you got with another person, not the people who were messed up in your household, but if the three of you who were actually good, if y'all got together and had a good time, you know what? Maybe your cousin would stop acting a fool and come over because she wants that too. But ain't nobody doing it because everybody complaining. Stand up.
But sweetheart,
yeah.
The only thing that's bigger than yourself is yourself.
Okay.
This is why it hurts. Go ahead.
But see, what you have to see is your concept and what you need is good for you. So you would have to connect with people that can deal on that particular level.
Like-minded people.
Now it's sounded like an excuse.
So, okay, hold on, let me make an example real quick.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna cut y'all. Say if we was going to eat. right? And we was going to eat. The bottom line is that we needed to go eat. Me and you wanted to go eat together. I say, well, I'm going to pray to God, man, and see if I need where we need to go eat. Well, I pray to God, and God say it don't matter. What we can eat at, we gon' go. It don't matter. We can go anywhere. The point is, go with Blue Bull. We gonna eat, right? You take it upon yourself to say, well, I don't need to pray to God. We just gonna go eat. It don't matter. We still end up at the same place at the same time, even though we took different methods. So if somebody want to use a God and say that they need something higher than them, and that still leads them to the same place, who are you to tell them not to go?
But Derrick, I mean, you know,
it's leading them to the same place. So if somebody
again,
you see what I'm saying? It's a universe.
From my point,
Preach.
I understand exactly what. From my point of view, anybody that continues to do the same thing, you talk about being insanity. We've been doing this for so long. What kind of God will put you in a maze and then help you get out the maze? What kind of God is that? You're not in the maze for him to help you get out the maze. You're in the maze for you to help your goddamn self. So the thing about it is that if you believe in God, understand that he put you in a maze. He put you in this grave in order for you to find your life, not for him to give you life. This is what I mean by you got to find yourself and stop dealing with these old idiotic, this mythological, unbelievable concept of faith and hope and all this.
Hold on.
And drag us through our time, through always going through insanity because we are dealing with faith and hope instead of dealing with ourselves and understanding who we are. Knowing that we are the only answer.
I got you. Okay, so let me just say this. So let me just say this.
Just stay open-minded.
Okay, so let me just say this.
Dr. Matthews?
Okay, yeah, so let me just say this. So we're up, everything you said is fine, so it starts with self. I guess where our conversation is different because we believe in God is if I'm true to myself, God told me not to go there. God told me to stand up and don't go with them people or do my homework or listen to my mama or do whatever, and I didn't listen. So as a human being, I realize I'm not always going to choose my highest good 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. So if I'm honest with myself, I don't see the whole picture. I don't understand how this whole world operates. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me as a human being. So if I'm humble and true to myself, knowing that I don't know everything and I don't know every situation and I don't know everybody's pain, suffering, understanding, love, wealth, I don't understand all that. I can only be true to myself. And so therefore, and so once I understand that, then I realize I need some help. Now, what Derrick is saying is I agree. If you need help, then like he said, so what? We don't go there for the same thing, but we all working for the same thing. Come, you don't have to believe in God. That's fine. That's fine.
You know,
that's fine.
It's not really about my belief in or not my belief or not believing. What the deal is me understanding and knowing that I don't pray. I said I will never pray again until I can no longer think.
You saying
no, listen.
I agree.
Okay.
You saying you. I'm saying for a moment, be open-minded. For a moment, open-minded and say, I'm going to connect with those people that's like me. Start that group. Whoever believes like you or can function.
Thank you.
Me, to be honest, for those that on the call, I don't care what you believe in, how you believe. When it comes down to the nuts and bolts, I want to know what are we going to do in order to affect change. That's the nuts and bolts for me.
Okay. Okay, this is again.
How do you come up with it?
Yeah, start your own group.
We can cut you off. We just getting close to the time there.
Okay,
we getting close to.
I know.
Hey, look, and if you need some help, there's some people. Wait a minute, but you got some. No, there's some people who can. There are organizations. There are black people just like you who think just like you, and I can give you the names of those organizations, and they meet, and you can meet with them.
You don't know how I think.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
I haven't said one.
Okay, but I'm saying I believe there's people out there who think like you. I believe there are people.
But what I'm saying, I have not told you if I believe in God or not.
I just, okay. Well, that's fine. Either way, I know, and I know some people who can take you to church or to the mosque or to the Buddhist temple. What you want? Yoruba, what you want?
It don't matter if I believe in God or not. What I'm trying to tell you, if my parents gave me everything that I need in order to operate and function in this world, I shouldn't have to go back to them and ask for a dime. I shouldn't have to ask for nothing. I should do what it takes that they've given to me in order to operate and function in this world. And
all right,
peace be with you.
Yeah,
do
my
that.
Bad, man.
Peace be with you.
Let me put him back because he'll think I done cut it. My bad.
I'm sorry. My thing is, while you're praying,
we gotta move though. We gotta move on.
Peace be with you. Peace be with you.
Well, okay, what I'm saying is that while you're praying, do some thinking instead, and I bet you get better results. I digress.
Okay. All right. Man, make America great again, huh?
No, but it's good. It's good. No, he's right though. He's entitled. He wasn't clear, but I do like what you're saying, Derrick. And this is where me and you definitely agree. I do believe everybody on this planet, everything that God made is good. So I do believe if we're all here, even though I don't understand what you're doing or I wouldn't do it, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to know that if you cross my path, then there has to be something good going on because I'm on the good road. See what I'm saying? And if you don't meet, have ill intent, I am protected. You can call it God, you can call it whatever you want to call it, highly favored, whatever you want to say. Nothing. You don't even have to call it anything, but it could just be energy or whatever. I don't care what you call it. It's up to you. But it's about how you live your faith.
A lot of the stuff that we talk about is
live your faith.
When it comes down, we probably all, one person can call it itself, another person can call it God, spirituality, energy, anointing. It's almost like company jargon. I hate to say it because that sounds bad for Christianity or Muslim or somebody really believes that. They like company jargon, but that's just your way of doing it. That don't mean it's the only way. Bottom line is, let's get results. If you believe in God, you're not believing in God, if you have some money we can put together and buy some land.
I know that's right.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Practical living stuff. Let's start, practical living. But I know the hour is up. I kind of like to be mindful of that because people say they want me to be mindful of that. So I'm going to let you and then also the guests have closing remarks, and then I'll say something, and then we'll be out of here. Thanks for all the callers as well that's on the line. Like I say, we do it every Tuesday at 7:30. So let our caller, I guess, go ahead and make his closing remarks. Dr. Matthews, you make yours, and then I'll make mine. We'll get out of here.
Yeah, this is Mark Wonder. Want everybody to know it's been a pleasure listening. Had some interesting topics that you guys talked about. And I'd like to say peace to everybody.
All right. And what I just want to know everybody, like in this conversation, I think my main point of saying why we should look at the phrase "Make America Great Again" is because to me, when I look out into the world, I see all races of people who just want, to pay their bills and to put a roof over their head and let their children have the resources to let their children fly and grow their wings. And I think the beautiful thing that we have right now is that we can all do it together as a human race. And Black people, we know a little something about oppression, and we need to be in the conversation because we also know a little something about living in peace. We are the descendants of the Egyptians, the Nubians, the Mandi, right? So the Wolof, the Yoruba, right? This is who we are. And so if we are going to realize who we are, minus our oppressor's view, then we need to stand up now. It's time to stand up. The revelation, the truth has been revealed. So, and that's, and like I say, those with an ear, let them hear. It's time.
It is time. And my thoughts will be, if we talking about, did you didn't give a book? Or we gonna
right, my book. And this is, I think it's so perfect for this topic, and this is how, like I said, for me, this is how God works. So I want everybody to read Martin Luther King's "Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Confusion?" Or Community, I think. Look, see, I just forgot just that quick. I'm excited. Hold on, I'm trying to do a little bit. And look, I ain't got my glasses on. So hold on. But get Martin Luther King.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Say it again.
Okay, hold on. We're going to do Martin Luther King. Where do we go from here?
Okay. So we got to make sure we definitely get that. I had one call. She's like, man, don't let her get off the line without giving us a book. A lot of people now being understanding that it does take a lot to read something, but you got to realize I love that. And that's why I love talking to Dr. Matthews. A lot of people say, well, man, you just got your favorite. You just like, I like talking to people because you can actually get stuff that they studied and they life experience, and they can give it to you, and you can benefit from that. So I don't necessarily have to read some of all the books. I'll be like, tell me, exactly what it means. Break through all that. And then some of them I go read for myself. But that's the good thing about reading a book. You can get somebody experienced that's already done the research. They already looked at history, stuff that you would never be able to do even in your lifetime. Take advantage of that. So,
can I just say this one thing? So I got a full tater. So it's where do we go from here? Okay. Chaos or community? Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? They added a piece by Coretta Scott King, Bernard Lee, and Dora McDonald. This is when King went off to Jamaica in Ochos Rios with no phone, no nothing. And he wrote this book about what we need to do. And it's the state of American race relations and the movement after the decade of the U.S. civil rights struggles. And so he wrote this. You got to read this book. It's a good book. And regardless of what you thought about Martin Luther King or whatever, read Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community?
All right. That sounds good. My piece will be, I know white supremacy exists. I'm not dumbing that down. I'm saying that I just don't feel that white supremacy is greater than my superior being in the inside of me. So my job is to express that and give that over. Find your creativity. When it says make America great again, insert yourself in there. I insert myself in there. Make Derrick great again and continue to be great. To continue to do the things that I want to do. And everybody have their own level of success. Whatever you consider to be success, whatever your legacy is that you want to leave, insert yourself in that. See how you can affect your community, how you can affect the world globally, and do your part. That's all we need for you to do, is to do your part. I'm open-minded. I know I'm liberal to a lot of extent, but I still feel, and I still have hope. I'm not giving up on the human society. That's definitely my black people. I'm down with you. I'm fighting for you. I want you to make it. If you need anything, if you need some wisdom, you need some investment capital, call us. We're trying to put this stuff together because we want to help you in any kind of way that we can. So I want you to be great again. Whatever you have, I want us to connect, because I definitely believe in the law of oneness, which we all are interconnected. So I definitely like to thank my guests once again for coming on, that connect all the way from New York, man, all the way from Texas. We connected like that, Dr. Aundrea Matthews. I definitely thank you for connecting with us. My prayer is that we continue to just vibe, build our network. Don't let these white folks think they're in control. They ain't in no control. We're in control. So until next time, remember to think progressively. Talk to y'all later. Thank y'all once again for calling in.